Going to be discussing how to become a consistently profitable trader. Like I said, 90% of traders end up quitting their first 2 years and end up losing money. So what's the difference between a losing trader and a consistently profitable trader? That's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So let's start off with what makes a losing trader. A losing trader is someone who trades with emotions, is unexperienced when it comes to technical analysis, and they buy based off of impulse and how they're feeling for the day. However, on the flip side, a profitable trader uses technical analysis, goes into the market each day without a bias, and uses technical indicators to give themselves an edge against all other market participants. So have you ever gone into a trade, let's say you buy a call and the stock ends up going against you and you start to lose money? Well, in the market, there's actually somebody on the other side who sold you that call, and they actually ended up profiting while you lost the money. So what's happening at that time? The professional trader is taking advantage of the amateur trader. So what are some things that you can do to help you become the professional trader? Like I said, the biggest thing is going to be getting your psychology right, as well as learning how to get an edge on the overall market. So when it comes to learning the psychology behind the stock market, there are 2 books that I highly recommend for you guys to read. The first one is going to be Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, and the second one's also going to be by Mark Douglas, except it's going to be called The Disciplined Trader. These are 2 of my favorite trading psychology books. Now, there's a bunch of other regular psychology books that you can go out there and read. You know, one's how to be more confident in yourself, how to stop overthinking, and the list goes on and on. However, Trading in the Zone and The Disciplined Trader are specifically geared towards stock traders. That's why I highly suggest those 2 books right there. Now, as far as learning how to actually do the technical analysis and to give yourself an edge on the overall market, there's many routes that you can go here. One is going to be my YouTube. I got like over 440 videos teaching you guys how to trade the overall market, and they're completely free. So make sure you guys do use advantage of that. But other than that, my biggest thing when I started to trade, my biggest thing on how I learned to trade was reading technical analysis books. Because you gotta think, the people that are writing these technical analysis books, they aren't just random people. Like, it's not Jim who works at Safeway writing a technical analysis book. You got people like John Carter, who's been trading for I think like 20 to 25 years, maybe even longer, who's had multiple $1 million plus profit days, writing a book teaching you how to trade. So that is going to fast forward your learning curve so quick, because you're learning straight from somebody who has been in the markets for a very long time. So when it comes to trading books, here are going to be my favorite ones to read. The first one is going to be Mastering the Trade by John Carter. The second one is going to be Candlesticks and Persons Pivot Trading Triggers by John Pearson. The third one is going to be Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets. Fourth one is going to be Stock Trends. The fifth one is going to be How to Day Trade for a Living, as well as Advanced Day Trading Strategies and Techniques. And then you also have How to Swing Trade for a Living. So those are probably going to be my favorite books when it comes to trading. And again, these are written by people who have been in the markets for a while, so you're going to be learning very, very good information from these people. So now that you have a way to overcome the emotions when it comes to trading, as well as learning the technical analysis behind it, you're now going to give yourself an edge in the overall market, and you're going to be learning how to control your emotions, which is going to be the biggest thing, because in my opinion, trading is 90% mental and 10% technical. Now, the next thing is going to be just basic risk management. So when it comes to risk management in trading, there are a few rules that I like to follow. For example, I will never be using more than 10 to 15% of my account at all times, and I will never have more than 2 to 3 open trades at a time. So I'm not going to go out there and have, 5 swing trades, because in my opinion, that is going to be too much to keep track of, and that's how you're going to end up blowing your account, because all it takes is one day in the market to go against your position, and you're completely screwed. So if you're using a 10 to 15% of your account, and at the same time, on top of that 10 to 15%, I'm using a strict 20 to 25% stop loss in my day trades, and then as far as swing trades, I'm giving myself around 50% stop loss. So let's just say, for example, we're trading with a $100,000 account. Well, at that point, I should never be using more than 10 to 15,000 of my account spread across 2 to 3 trades. Let's say we go into a single trade on Tesla and we use the bottom portion of that percentage at 10%. Okay, at this point, we're using $10,000 of our account. Well, if you're sticking to a strict 20% stop loss, if you get stopped out on Tesla, you should be down around $2,000. Well, again, if you're using a $100,000 account and you lose $2,000, that is only 2% of your account. So if you're using 10 to 15% of your account in active trades, you should never be risking the entire 10 to 15% of your account. You need to break it down to even stricter stop losses, so that way the trades that do go against you, they don't have a huge impact on your account. Now, I've seen it multiple times where people are not willing to lose what they put into the trade. If you're not willing to lose that $2,000 when you put in $10,000, you should not be in that trade, and you should be using a smaller position size. So if you're not willing to risk $2,000, maybe cut your position size in half and use $5,000, or maybe you're even a smaller account. Say you only have a $2,000 account. Okay, maybe put in like $100 to $150 per trade and risk around $20 to $40 on that trade. So if you are not comfortable in a trade, you are oversized and you are not accepting the risk, which is going to be the biggest thing. Because when you get into a trade, you should already know what you are willing to lose in that trade. If you get into a trade and you feel nervous, you feel anxious, you're not comfortable with your overall size, then get out of the trade. Because if the stock were to go against you, if your stop loss is hit, it should not change, your life whatsoever. It should not change how your day is doing. It shouldn't ruin your mood. And the list goes on and on. So I've seen a lot of people suffer from that, basically where they over position themselves and then they have a lot of emotions when the stock goes against them. Now, the next thing that I like to do is I personally limit myself to like 1 to 2 trades a day. Sometimes there are days where I'll take 3 or 4, but it is very, very rare. So for me, I personally like to take 1 trade, be done, and then maybe take a second. So when it comes to the first trade, if my first trade is a winner, the next setup has to be an A1 setup in order for me to get into it, and I will only use a portion of my profits from the first trade. That way, I'm still going to end the day green. I'm not going to take all of my profits plus more from the first trade and put it into the second, because if that second trade goes against me, great, I just lost all my profits for the day, and at this point, I'm probably a little irritated that I let that happen to me. So if the first trade is a winner, the second trade, you should only be using a percentage of your profits. Now, if your first trade is a loser, I will only take a second trade if the setup is A1. Remember, the market is always going to be open the next day unless it's a holiday or a weekend. So if you have if your first trade is a loser and you're like, okay, I really don't like what the market's giving me today, walk away. You have tomorrow to make the money back. However, if I do get a second setup and it looks absolutely perfect, if that again is a loser, I will call it a day. 2 losing trades in a row, I get up and walk away, come back later. That's just me following my rules. I have very strict rules when it comes to trading, and if one of my rules are violated, then I call it a day. And that's what's going to help you become a successful trader. A lot of people don't have the discipline, or they don't have the rules that are going to keep them in the game and eventually become a profitable trader. Now, the other thing is a lot of people don't have plans going into the trading day. So I always have a trading plan. If you guys did not know, I go live every single morning at 8:15 a.m. Eastern time and give you guys a completely free watch list for the day. Like today, I told everybody to watch Facebook and NVIDIA. So I have a written plan. Facebook, if the market pumps, I'll be looking for a break above 303.50 for a scalp, 305, 306.31, 307.82, and then 310. If we look at what Facebook did today, notice what happened when Facebook broke above the level. Facebook is on its way and it's continuing to climb. So you literally have a plan. Once it breaks the level, don't think, just get into the trade. If it goes against you, use proper risk management, and then as it goes in your favor, scale out, move your stop loss, and basically squeeze for as much profit as you possibly can. The other stock I said to watch today was NVIDIA, so I said watch NVIDIA for a break above 234.5 for a push to 238, and then 240.57. As we can see, NVIDIA ran all the way to 239.8. So what's going to keep you from being profitable is not having a plan. You just go into the market every day. Oh, Apple looks good, I'm gonna buy a call. Crap, Apple went against me, I lost money. Or, oh, Facebook looks weak, I'm gonna buy puts. And that's exactly what's keeping you from becoming a profitable trader. So that's just some quick little tips on how to become a profitable trader. I will definitely make part 2 if you guys did enjoy this video. So make sure to comment down below, as well as clicking that like and that subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. As always, everybody have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.